fantastic. I always say that there are conversations that happens behind the scenes before we come your way. And I love those conversations. Sometimes I wish those conversations will come on air, but unfortunately they don't come just like that. Some things are meant for behind the scene ears only. You're still watching Prime Morning. My name is Rosalind Fairley, and I'm going to have a very, very important conversation. Now, if you have a child at home, this conversation is actually for you. You need to stay glued to your television set. If you know somebody who has a child at home or has an adolescent, more importantly, make sure that you call that person to tune in right now. We actually streaming live on Facebook, which is Joy Prime TV, and hit the share button. Let everybody enjoy it as well. Now, you can also send in your message if you have any question with regards to our topic that we are going to be discussing, which is to do with adolescent girls empowerment. And this particular project is ongoing, and I'm excited about it because I read the findings, and it's so worrying. Looking at the findings, let me take you through a bit of the findings. That will let you understand why I'm so concerned about it. Now, 322,121 young girls got pregnant between the year of 2021 and 2023. You're worried, right? Yes, very worried. Now, these girls are found to be very vulnerable. And so the adolescent stage is a stage that young people are very vulnerable. Anything can happen. That's a time that they get themselves involved in drugs. That's a time that they get involved in, bad company because they can't make decisions on their own. That's a time that they get involved in sexual activities if they don't have proper sex education. And so I'm excited about this conversation because we ought to make sure that we empower our young girls and boys who are of the adolescent stage. I'm here with Gloria Khan, who is the founder and executive director for Dynamic Works Foundation. Hi, Gloria.
Good morning.
Good morning. How are you?
By the grace of
It's
God.
good to see you.
Nice to see you too.
Great. Now, you were actually talking to me before we came on the air. I wanted to find out more about the foundation before we even delve into the topic because you are doing fantastic. And you told me that you have some of your children who are in university.
Yes, please.
Wow. Tell us how it all started.
Okay, it all started when our former president, John Ejekum Kufuor Foundation, once visited our school to have a drama troupe to perform a drama to launch their Zero Hunger project in 2016. So when they came, my headmistress, she's now a retired headmistress now. She was worried. Then I asked Ma why. She said that they said we should do something, but I don't know where I should start from. So I told her that I can't do that. So I selected few of these learners, and then I wrote a script for them. And then we performed a drama at Labadi Beach Hotel. By then, former President, His Excellency John Ejekum Kufuor, came with Alan Martin, His Excellency Alan Martin, and other staff. So when we first performed this drama, they were thrilled. So they came another time. By then, they asked me to do again. This time, even His Excellency Nana Addo, he came. He was the guest of honor.
Right.
It was held at Conference Center. And then when I would look at this, I said, these children, why don't I do something? So I left my former school. And when I left, my former headmistress called me that the Jajak Foundation is looking for me. And I said, what is that? They said that they are going to, they want me to write a script and then direct so that they used to launch 2019 World Food Day. So wow. So I was moving up and down. So looking at it, I said, hopefully I wrote the drama and it was performed. And at the forecourt of the State House, 2019 World Food Day, my drama was used to launch the World Food Day. So when I look at this, why don't I help these learners? Because I realized that if the current celebrities like Nana McBrown, and Wayne and all those people, if they were having the coaching and the mentoring when they were young, I think they would go far as they are done. They are now. So it compelled me to register this as a drama troupe at RGD.
So it all started as a drama troupe?
Oh, yes.
And after you started as a drama troupe, you managed to support some financially through school as well?
Yes, because some of them were vulnerable. So I was supporting them. So by the grace of God, I communicated my vision and mission to some individual donors, and they supported me. By the grace of God, they helped me to help these learners, girls, to be present. So I thank God that with the support of the team, my board members and my staff, we are currently supporting them partially, some fully funded scholarship.
Great.
Some are the university, some are at the SHS, wow. Especially girls. Yes.
Wow.
So in a dynamic way, so when I look at it, it was like I have to support the holistic well-being of all adolescents, because some of the learners that I was coaching and mentoring in the drama troupe, some of them were comedians, some were actors, some were actresses and poets. So it compelled me to involve all these people.
And do you have, teenage mothers? Because I'm looking at some of the pictures that are being projected on the screen, yes. And it seems that some of them are teenage mothers.
Yes, some of them are teenage mothers.
Now, let's talk about their stories. How vulnerable are adolescents, especially the ladies?
Actually, they are vulnerable because some of them, excuse my language, some of them come from laissez-faire, maybe family, maybe the parents or the caretakers leave them to do their things anyhow. And also some of them don't have access to maybe food and other girls and other stuff. So when they are coming from such, the government is doing his part, yeah. Providing maybe a feeding program and also supporting in other way. The girl child is doing their best. But if the children at the homes, the parents are not helping them much, you see, it will be a problem.
Are we seeing more of this from broken homes, or it's from poverty? Which is which?
Poverty is one.
Poverty
is one, and broken home. Because if you have an adolescent girl and you don't, engage the adolescent girl in, yeah. Things that will help her. You leave the adolescent anyhow to do her things anyhow. I think it will affect her. But before we continue, let me acknowledge my sponsors.
Right.
Those who are supporting me to do this project at Nkwanta in the South. Okay. So KGL Foundation, they are the main funders of this project. I'm so grateful for what they are doing to support me, so that at least at the end, the story will change in the life of a girl child. Thank you.
Fantastic. Cosmos Kwame Akoli, who is a project manager, has joined us. Hi.
Hi, good morning.
Good morning. How are you?
Doing great.
Now, you are the project manager, so I think that you'll be able to speak more on the findings. I know that the project is not for just girls, but you've realized that girls need more attention than the boys. Why so?
Well, first of all, good morning. It is so because the girls are more vulnerable. When it comes to poverty, the girls tend to be at the losing end. They don't have some of the opportunities that the boys have. They tend to be affected by poverty. They drop out of school as a result. So, and if you look at the context of Nkwanta South, for instance, the latter part of last year, 2023, there was a communal conflict that led to the closure of 30 out of 111 public schools. I'm referring to the basic schools in the district. So all these issues affect them. Some of them have stopped coming to school. Some of them have been relocated out of the district as a result. So generally, when it comes to poverty, the girls or women in general tend to be more affected than the males because of other socio-cultural factors. Either they are paying attention to the home. If a parent doesn't have enough money and he has to sacrifice one of the children, it's likely to be a girl because we think that, at the end of the day, your place is in the kitchen. Some of these socio-cultural misconceptions we are trying to dispel are still prevailing. And so largely these are some of the issues that affect the girls. So we need to pay attention, more attention.
So far, how many girls, if you don't mind me asking, how many young girls who have, should I say, teenage pregnancy or teenage mothers have you been able to mentor?
Okay, as far as the KGF Foundation project is concerned, we just started. We started effectively in April. We launched a project on 17th April this year. And we've started with the sensitization, empowering them on how they should support themselves in these trying times, particularly within the context of Nkwanta South. And so we have mobilized teenage mothers, as she has already said, to support themselves, to have the new knowledge and be able to support themselves, because the challenges are there. We are in trying times, the economic difficulties, but we also have hopes at the same time that we want to achieve. How do you remain steadfast to be able to achieve your goals? So we mobilized so far, I think, more than 30 teenage mothers. That is those who are out of school.
Okay.
Yes. And they are supporting the project. That makes the project very innovative, that we have teenage mothers who have their real life story they can share to motivate those who are still in school. That, hey,
fantastic.
at the end of the day, the boys will come, the men will come, they may try to entice you with all the gifts, but this is my challenge. I didn't have the knowledge and I fell a victim. You have an opportunity. You have someone who can talk to you. In addition to the talking your teachers are doing, your parents are doing, I am using my real life story as a teenage mother to tell you that, hey, when boys come, you need to push them away, remain focused on your education, because that is where your future is. So they are supporting the project. Then those who are in school, we are also empowering them. And we've done almost 2,000 already.
Wow.
I mean, the children in the school. But I'm talking about both boys and girls
boys
here.
And girls,
We've gone around, we mobilized them to sensitize them on these issues, that in the face of the difficulty they face within the Nkwanta South with the conflict, the new knowledge that they need to have so that they don't fall victim to teenage pregnancy, which is very high. Every year we are told close to, or more than 100,000 girls.
It's quite worrying, isn't it?
And a lot of these numbers are basic school children. Every year, either they are writing with their tummy, protruding tummy, or those who don't have the support do not turn out to
If you don't mind me asking, who is getting them pregnant? Their mates or more of adults?
Some are their mates, some are the adults in the communities.
Wow.
Some, excuse me to say, Okada riders. I don't want to,
Their teachers?
Anybody.
Are some of the teachers responsible as well?
No, as far as we are concerned, we have not, we can't say that for a fact for now.
Okay.
Yes. But largely male in the communities. Anybody who can provide something that you need. You see, sometimes even close relatives. Yes.
So what happens to these men when you find out, or when the girls confide in you that maybe it's an Okada rider that got me pregnant? This girl is underage, and by law, it's criminal. So what happens to them?
Okay, so first of all, that is where we have a challenge with the law. You know, when girls get pregnant, we just mentioned the numbers. We don't go beyond this number to tackle or to hold the men accountable that, hey, these children are underage. Let the law take its course. We don't, as a society. So that aspect, we have not started going into the legal aspect yet. But that is also part of the education that the men, the boys should also have. That it's not just about the fact that you've made somebody pregnant, underage girl pregnant, and they say, oh, okay, go and marry the girl. Once you are responsible, go and marry this girl. No. There are legal consequences. So it's also about the awareness. Me, for instance, I tell them that I have visited almost every prison in Ghana. I have met young boys too. So the boys, will you want to go into prison? Or if you're a girl, will you want your brother to go into prison for defiling or sleeping with an underage girl? For instance, I met a boy in secondary prison who slept with two sisters. Yes, maybe he didn't know. So the knowledge is for everybody. It's for the girls, it's for the parents, it's for the boys as well. That these are the legal consequences of my action. Sometimes you do these things and nobody finds out. You think you are free. It's just a matter of time.
It's a matter of time.
Yeah.
Gloria, let me ask you this. Do you include sex education in, your foundation as well?
Actually, Ghana education is against prevention of sex in our various schools. So we are preaching them abstinence. That's why we are using the teenage mother to use her real life experience, at least. When we hear the pain and the suffering that she has been passing through, you feel it and you stop whatever you think you are doing. Yes. And also the midwife, they tell them the biological effects, some of the effect that they will have when they do, maybe they will think that they are wise. So let's use maybe a preventive way to guide myself.
Yeah.
So we preach abstinence. That's what Dynamic Quest Foundation we
But is it working?
because
you see, we are in an era where we call it digitalization. You know, they see so much.
Yes.
They hear so much.
Yes.
So abstinence conversation in the year 2024.
Yes, that's why. That's why when my project manager was saying, she's made mention of using teenage mothers who have passed through that we have engagement with them. So these teenage mothers, we are using counseling session, engaging them that they shouldn't think that the problem that they have faced because the society frown at what they have done. Because if you are a girl and you didn't marry before giving birth, every society frowns at it. So because of that, some of them are so down that they think their life has come to an end. Right. So we are using our sensitization to encourage them that it's not at end. Because thank God, there is a policy that come back to school policy, teenage mother. So if you have been encouraged and you come back to school, why not? We will do our best. GS is doing it best, and we too we will give you counseling session so that you realize that the mistake that you committed, you will learn something out of. That's why we are using the teenage mothers as a resource person to talk to these girls, so that when they come, they won't repeat it. And they will, because I have one girl. Yeah. She's a teenage mother. He said, "Madam, I'll be a doctor." So I'm doing all I could to support this girl. Wow. I'm doing all that I could to support this girl. Yes. The mother and the brother, they came to me, have engagement with them, and by the grace of God, I'm doing all I could, money-wise, food stuffs, to support this girl so that she have happiness. So recently, she's preparing towards BEC. She's a teenage mother. But because of the encouragement and the words that
she's not preparing towards BEC.
No,
she's a teenage mother.
She became pregnant and she went. She left the school because in the law of GES you have to leave. If you can come to school continually, it's fine. Yeah. But if you can't come, you are being permitted to stay out of school. So when you like it's like the pregnant woman, like I and you. When we leave, I have to stay out of school maybe for 3 months. Out of 3 months, then we come back. So there is a form you have to fill. Then when you fill the form, you come back to school. So during that engagement, that girl is schooling. So she's happy because of the encouragement and the counseling session that I had with her. Yes. So abstinence, because of using the teenage mother, they are scary when they hear some of the news from the teenage mothers and also the midwives that we are using as a resource base.
That's great. I'm happy that hearing life stories actually changes them or molds them. Sorry. Let's talk about drug abuse as well. You've heard stories about it. Are these young, adolescents even open and telling you their real stories?
Actually, in counseling, there is something we call rapport stage. That is the first stage. So if an adolescent will be free to tell you whatever she is passing through or she is passing through, it depends on your approach. If you approach the adolescent in a nice way, not threatening, you coming down to his or her level, he will tell you everything. Oh, yes.
So they are very open?
Yeah, yes.
Do they talk about drugs as well?
Yeah, yes. I have a boy, engagement with a boy. I have engagement with a certain boy. She nearly fall into a certain group of people. But he said that, "Madam, if not you, next week I wanted to join."
Wow.
But because of because I came down to the level of the boy. Even if you want, I can bring the boy to you. And she nearly joined. He nearly joined the bad company, but he has stopped.
What was motivating him to join?
Actually, I look at the way she dresses when he comes to school. I look at the way she dresses. I observe her for long. So one day I called him and I told, "Why? What is happening?" And he says that, "I'm staying alone. I'm staying with a brother, but she's not around. So normally I do all things by myself. She's not wearing belts. She's not wearing socks." So I was looking at it. So one day when I was coming to school, I just alight and I bought all these things and I gave it to him. Even yesterday, I have engagement with this boy, and things are normal by the grace of God. So it is a style that you approach the adolescent. If you use a good way, like the rapport creation stage, every adolescent will open up to you. But if you are so harsh and you think that you are the one who knows everything, you don't consider their instinct and whatever, because every personality has three things. The age, if you don't consider the age of the adolescent, the ego and the superego, you will fail.
Wow.
But if you apply all these things, the adolescent will open up.
Yes,
and you will help the adolescent to be on track. Thank you.
That's great. What about their parents? How are they receiving you? Let me come to you, boss. How are the adolescents receiving you? The parents.
Yes. So we have so far mobilized the parents. They are a key stakeholder when it comes to any intervention. So the project launch, the parents, the queen mothers were invited, school management, the education directorate of the Nkwanta South, they were part of the project. So the parents, so far the few that we have mobilized, they appreciate the project, and you can't. They are happy that since the communal conflict, Dynamic West Foundation is the first NGO to have entered their district.
Oh, wow.
In fact, the education director is so happy that while some organizations and individuals are leaving their districts, KGF Foundation has supported Dynamic West Foundation to come to the district. So they appreciate, and they appreciate what this project would do to them in the short to medium term, to focus on their education and how the knowledge will stay with them beyond the GSS or the basic education. So they are very happy. Most of the sensitization we do, we move with some of the parents. The queen mothers, for instance, are part. They've been part and parcel of the project. They move with us for any engagement that we do. So they appreciate the project, and they know the benefits it will bring because of the peculiar circumstance of the Nkwanta South, the conflict that they recently experienced, which led to closures of about 30 basic schools. We have not forgotten what COVID did to us, and for a district to have schools closed, some schools closed for a period of, I think, 4 months or so, is a big deal. And we think that we should pay more attention to districts like this because of the distance from maybe the capitals, the peculiar issues that are happening in some of these communities don't come to the fore. Yes. I was happy when Joy did some the stories on the communal conflict, some of the reported deaths and all that. But beyond that, what next? We need to pay attention to the vulnerable with the communities, which are the girls, the young ones who are going to school. The director of education says that as a result of the recent conflict, their performance has gone down. Because he said the group that completed GSS recently, when they were informed when the conflict erupted, when they were informed to it happened, and when they were informed to it happened.
Wow.
So it affected them. And we know that whilst we don't have any control over some of these factors that bring about the conflict, the little that we can do in terms of providing support, sensitizing, encouraging them to stay with their books, etc., we are doing that, and the parents appreciate this effort just like the rest of the stakeholders.
Yeah. That's great. Gloria, any future projects coming up?
Oh, yes. Oh, yes, because as I said, Dynamic West Foundation seeks for the holistic well-being of all adolescents. The boys also at my heart, so not only girls. So other projects that will be coming, it will be based on literacy.
Okay.
Helping them to abreast with literacy, and also, as I said, some of my learners that are actors, comedians, and those people, some are at the university. So there is a project too that it will be addressing on outstanding performance, so that it will motivate those who are at the back, the well-performed WASIS candidates. She will be honored, or she will be honored. There's a program coming, so that the others will be motivated, and they can be able to blend the two. They can balance the two, learn, and also look at their talent God has given them, so that they will become useful to themselves, the society, and the global world.
That's great. Thank you so much for being here. We are very grateful that you made time, and we are super grateful that you are doing this for the, should I call it less privileged in the society, actually, because if you don't do it, we don't know who will do it. Thank you so much. God bless you for this.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, so I've been having a conversation with Gloria Khan, who is actually the founder and executive director for Dynamic Works Foundation, and also Mr. Cosmos Kwame Akoli, who is a project manager, and they are doing this. You can also do it as well. Now, as you're doing this, maybe one day they'll be a part of our Joy News Impact Makers Awards, and they will receive an award because they are doing this to make sure that young people actually have a bright future. Do it too. It's time for us to do it. We have other conversations coming your way. Now, don't forget that on the very 1st of June, wrap your jersey. It's coming your way. And that's the next conversation. You don't want to miss it. Stay glued to your television set. My name is Roslyn Felly. We'll be right back.